What's up, everyone? My name is Ruben, and today we're building a better website with Headspin 1.4. Are you ready? Let's take a look. Headspin 1.4. The update is coming out soon. Maybe within a couple days. I need to talk to Renato. Renato, when is it coming out? He's shaking his head. He doesn't know. But today I want to give you a preview of Copilot 1.4. Let me take a look here. Let me click on the right button. Okay, so let's dive in. What is Copilot? Copilot is our context window that helps you input variables into Breakdance. So it allows you to kind of speed up your workflow and not have to think of random numbers. Is it 10 pixels, 40 pixels, 1 REM, 2, you know what I mean? So you don't have to think of that. You create your framework within Breakdance, within Headspin inside of Breakdance, and you use it throughout your project. So let's take a look here. This is what you are used to. You have your headers, your text font, your spacing, your selection spacing, and your border radius, right? That's what you're used to. So whenever you select a font, a header, you click here, your typography, and you can change the size on the go, and all the variables are controlled on the back end, right? So if you want to change the size of your H1, for example, all across your website, you go to Headspin, make an adjustment, and you're done, right? But we want to introduce a new way of doing this, right? So first, we're going to introduce you to smart suggestions. We're gonna talk about how now we're supporting custom CSS. Now you can use Headspin inside your custom CSS inside of Breakdance, right? Now we're introducing transparent variables inside of your context window, your Copilot, right? And any change you make on the back end, if you have this page open, for example, will reflect on the front end. So it is dynamically auto save real-time updates. So it's super exciting. So what do you mean, Ruben? What does it mean to have smart suggestions? Well, let's take a look at the 1.4 here, right? Oh, not here, here. All right, so if this is my website, I don't use it. I use it to test plugins for fun. I don't really use it like for personal things, but I just have the domain and I like to use it. So here, for example, when you click on the heading, right? Obviously it's a heading element inside of Breakdance, you see here. Well, now whenever you right click, you're able to just see the text variables, the headings, and then the font sizes, right? So that's what that's what smart suggestions are, right? So if you want to do the background, for example, let me clear this out. You want to do the background, now you see the colors. So before, we ran into a little situation with Breakdance, right? And I'll explain it to you. So now you don't have to sync all your colors like we normally do here in the global settings. You go to colors, you go to palette. You don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to sync in. My head's in the way, but you see it. You don't have to sync any of the colors anymore because now you can insert it. You can add the variable with Headspin, right? So this is super time savers, super quick, and every time you made a change you had to come back and resave it or resync it. It was a little annoying. The only caveat, the only thing you have to be aware is that if you want to use your colors for gradients, Breakdance doesn't allow you to put variables into your gradients. You have to use their proprietary, like where's it at here, their color system here, right? So I can't add a variable, you know, I can add a color or add a name, but you have to select one of your colors inside of Headspin. So that's the only time you really have to sync. But if you never use gradients, I rarely use gradients. And if anything, is more of a black, like light, or more of a like a transparent to black kind of variant. That's the only kind of gradient I use, but that's the only caveat. Just a warning. If you do use gradients, you still have to sync the old way. But if you don't use gradients, or that's not very important to you as you build a website, you just right click and you're able to select a color. Isn't that beautiful? You're able to select a color for your website here. And let me show you something very cool. Now you're able to add your own variables. What does that mean? Well, let's go to the back end here. Let me clear this out. Let me save it. It doesn't matter. Let me go to WordPress here in the back end. Let me go to where's Headspin at? I always lose it. It makes me nervous. I always lose it. Okay, so now whenever you go to your color your tokens, you can create your own color token here. If you want it to be, so let's call this red, right? So you type in red here. So the left side is your light theme. The right side is your dark theme. So whenever you switch, you're able to select it, right? So here, let's do a custom variable name. Let's do Ruben red. So boom, you created a new color, right? So maybe you don't need a gamut of 12 variations like here on the color palette. Maybe you don't need all these colors. You just need one color for your brand. Boom, you add it as a token, right? You come back to your front end, you open Breakdance, and now take a look at this. So now you click on the canvas, select, and now you have your red. Isn't that amazing? Smart Suggestions will just show you colors. Any color you installed, obviously, you won't have this many colors inside of your website. It's more for demonstration purposes, right? So you won't have all these colors. Let's go with, what did I have before? It was black. Okay, I want to use that. So boom, so it's done. So now here, let me take you over to Headspin and let you see all the beautiful frames that we have that you can create amazing websites. And I want to use one with a picture. No. So now let me click here. Let me paste it in the project. So now you have, you inserted a frame, right? So let's take a look at overlays, because now we could do transparencies with the colors you've chosen, right? So let's do, I like the dog. So boom, you have the dog there. Don't worry about the aspect ratio. It's just for demonstration purposes. Click the design, right? Click, which one is it? I forgot how to do the effects. I forgot. Did I forget how to do this? I know how to do with the div, right? So here, add a, no, not this one. Is it an effect? Filter, no, not filter. Can you do it here? Well, let me pause on that. I know what I'm doing wrong here. Let me add a section. I'm doing it on the image. I can't do that on the image. Let me do it on the background here. Let me add them, choose the dog again. See, this is like almost live. I don't want to edit this. I don't want to go back and try to edit and seem like I'm super, super intelligent, because sometimes it goes off here. Now we go to overlay. Now, before you would have to kind of select your black, right? Oops. You would select your black, and then you come down here and then you set the opacity, right? Or if you did it the old-fashioned way, you would select a color, and then it should be able to, and then you'll be able to adjust it here. So there's a couple different ways you can do it, right? So you can do it this way, manually, or you can take advantage of Headspin, right-click here, hit the Shift button, and now your transparencies are selectable. So now if you want a darker one, it's there. And you're done. Or if you want to use a different color, you right click for the Copilot, click again, and you're going to notice these little blue arrows. That means your transparency is on the back end. I'll show you how to turn these on. So let's say you want to do the green. Boom. So let me make this section, the size of this, the height. Let's do viewport, just so you can see the dog. But you see how beautiful that is? And you don't have to think about what color I'm using. It's all set up for you automatically. It's all set up for you. Oh, I don't want to use the word automatically. We're helping you create a system to build websites faster. That's the goal of Headspin, right? So now you can clear this out. You can choose a different color, right? Hit shift and do the red. So you're able to select different variables. So that's super unique, super cool. I love just being able to do this on the fly because sometimes I just want something super simple. I'm not trying to overcomplicate it. As I build websites, maybe I can go back and fine tune it. I will, but then that's it, right? So these are smart suggestions inside of the Copilot, right? So now you hit text, right? So let's go here. Okay, so now let me see if anything I can show you. Sizing and spacing. So boom, you go to your section, right? Let's say you want it to be taller up top, the padding. You right click and now you only see the spacings. You see the regular spacing and the section spacing. So now boom, add the spacing and you're done, right? So let's do, what else can we do? Add the borders here, border radiuses, right click, and you have all your border radiuses. Isn't that amazing? It's a smart suggestion. You don't have to see all the other variables. You see what you want to see. And then you can also see any kind of custom things you created, right? So you can add variables and show all those as well. So that's super exciting. So let me go back one step. To be able to do transparencies, you hit save. Well, hit save. Go back to the back end. Go to Headspin. And on your colors, right? On your color palettes, enable this little area here. So if it's off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. So just make sure right above me, you see the little blue icons, make sure those are on. And if those are on, your shift will work and you'll be able to see. Now, if you turn them off and you don't really use transparencies or kind of use it randomly throughout projects and it doesn't really matter to you, what will happen is this. So whenever you hit shift, all your variables will pop up first. So let's go here, open up Breakdance. And then click here. See, did you see how the transparency went away? Because you turned it off. So let's get rid of this. What was that showing you? Oh, the transparency. Okay, so the colors. So let's do the overlay again. Right click, and if you hit shift, it would just take you to all your the ones you have created and the ones that Headspin has. So if you don't have transparencies and you use shift, you can actually go to all your variables you created on your project. So I think that's pretty cool. So it's up to you if you use transparencies or not. But now we also have something amazing here. Let me show you here. Is my mouse dying? I think my mouse is dead. Let me see. Oh my God. My mouse died. Oh no, it's back. Okay. So now, see, I don't know what to expect sometimes. So you click your section, right? So let's say you're writing custom CSS, you're doing some cool stuff. You want to do some amazing things, but you forget what the variable is. Like, man, what is that variable for the color red, right? So now you can insert it. You're able to select in your brand color, right? Your main site color, another color you have on your system. Do you want to use a brand color, right? So now you're able to insert any variable you want using Headspin. So isn't that super cool? You don't have to remember, because I was having trouble remembering what color is it, what name did I do it, and as I'm building out projects, right? So now you're able to insert variables that you created inside. So now your mind's the limit. If you want to create variables for sizing, for font weight, anything you want to do, right? So you can create it here and it's ready to go. Isn't that amazing? So you go here, you delete it, you right click again, you click the color icon, and then you can use, like I said, your personal variables you created, or the colors you have on your website. So let's go back to this color here, the brand color. And then you're done. So we talked about having access to transparencies, smart supporting custom CSS inside of Breakdance, smart suggestions. And then the cool thing is that if you want to open up a new window, let me go back here. If you want to open up a new window and you want to make a bunch of edits to your backend, everything is real time. The builder, the Copilot, the context menu, it's all saved in real time. So you don't have to go back and make certain and then refresh. You don't have to go back and do things. You could just make a change and work. So this is Copilot 1.4 and it's coming out pretty soon. I hope you're excited. You guys are a lot better designers than I am. You guys are building great websites. Thank you for watching.